Everybody in YouTube land. I pulled my CD player out for the first time in 10 years. Haven't really had a stereo system in a while, so I figured I would pull it out and see if I can't get things running again. And it worked when I put it away, but it doesn't now. Now here's what's funny. So I stick a disc in it, and no matter what, it will not read it at all. It's just weird. So the first thing I suspected was maybe capacitors or whatever, you know. So then I took the clamp assembly out to see what was going on. Well, so after looking around, I found why it's not reading a disc. So it won't read, it won't even begin to spin up, and there's nothing wrong with the disc. It's clean. So, but there is a problem. And if you look in the laser optical pickup assembly, there's a slight little problem there. Yep, that's right. The lens is missing completely. Now, when I put this up, the lens was intact because it worked. So then I noticed there was something rattling around inside. Well, I shook it and this fell out. So luckily I still have the laser lens. So needless to say, the reason why it doesn't read a disc is, well, you got to have the lens to read it. So the problem is I can't just throw the lens in there and expect it to work. Been there, done that. Problem is trying to figure out how to get this lens back in here and optically realigning it, because the problem is these CD players need the optical pickup. The laser path has to be precisely aligned or it won't read at all. Because now, don't get me wrong, it's got a focus and tracking servo, so this assembly can move around a little bit, but it has to be within the vicinity of the pickup to even recognize that there's a disc present to be able to start to do that. So it's going to be touch and go. So yeah, I don't see any. Well, I'm looking for crap down into the. Hell, it's a little dirty. God, it's dirty. Looking at the prism assembly, and yeah, it's dirty. You can see all that crap down in there. So yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting, I'll tell you that. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna stick that lens in there and see if it works. In the process of putting this deck back together, see, this thing was a pain in the ass because they made this CD player in 1988-89. They made this player right around right around they started cheapening things. So the traverse deck is completely separate from the eject mechanism and all that fun stuff. So anyway, I had to tear all this apart, pull the drawer out, and there's a ball bearing up under here. I didn't even know where it went. I didn't even realize there was one in there. So as soon as I pulled it out, it went ping, and there's this ball bearing laying on the stove table. So yeah, that was fun. So I had to figure out where in the hell that went. I finally did. There's a little hole up underneath this metal guide. There's a metal guide that's part of this, and there's a little tiny hole up underneath there, and that's where it goes. Thank God I figured that out. So I pulled the flapper assembly, clamp assembly and all that out, pulled the laser out, and was able to get that lens back in there. You can just see it. And of course the focus is not going to want to. Anyway, so I got the lens back in there. Haven't tested it yet. In the process of putting it back together, so I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, it's together as about as I want to care for right now. These screws, I can't get them to fit in there anyway. So turn the power on. Okay, now, alright, so we'll grab a disc. Nothing special, nice clean disc. Alright, I didn't manage to screw the mechanism up at all, so let's see. Hey, that's a good sign. The disc is spinning. Alright, see if I can seek all the way to the end. That's how you can check for laser tracking. Yep. Wow. I can't believe that. It actually works. Holy shit. I tried very carefully to get that lens back in there properly too, because there was a little bit of glue residue from the old glue where it came off. So by using the glue lines, I was able to figure out exactly where the lens lined up. So hoping for the best, and then of course using some microfibers and Q-tips to clean the lens before I stick the lens in there, because that would be quite stupid if I got fingerprints on the lens underneath, you know. So there you have it. It worked like a charm. Wow. Only thing left to do now is figure out where in the hell that went. I remember it went somewhere in here, maybe there, but then I got this little screw here. Oh, I know where that went. That little screw went on this motor. Oh yeah. Oops. I gotta take this thing back apart again. Oh. Anyway, thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have one.